guys. So today I wanted to talk about how Kabam has sold RotMG and sold it to DECA Games and my thoughts on it. Now I know many of you guys are thinking, yeah, I've already seen maybe like 50 videos on this, but this is gonna be different because I'm gonna be offering my opinions and what I think is gonna happen in the future and what my opinions are on some of the most controversial topics such as UTs and hacking. Now I've researched a little bit into DECA Games and it turns out they are an extremely small company because I cannot find them on Google. And the closest thing I can find is DECA Sports, so I'm assuming that this company created DECA Sports, and the Metacritic score on this game was a 50%, so not too good. But yeah, mainly the main point is that it is a small company. So this can be a good thing and a bad thing. It can be good because it can basically devote most of its time and energy towards making this game greater. However, it can be bad for the game if, in fact, they don't have enough manpower to keep the game running and develop the game. So hopefully they are only focused on RotMG and hopefully they will be able to develop the game. I was talking to IVVHackU in the Fame Train a few days ago, and he offered up a point where he said that we need to sit tight for maybe 2 or 3 months or maybe a few weeks because this company does have to figure out what this game is all about and what changes need to be made and whether or not these changes are good enough to be made, whether it will affect the community or the game itself. And so we need to sit tight for a few more months or weeks in order to actually receive any updates. There's also another point brought up by IVVHackU, which is this transfer of the game might not be good for the game, in fact. I know Kabam did not develop the game at all. However, they kept the servers running for a long time, and although they didn't really do much, at least they kept it alive. For DECA Games, they might not have the manpower or the money to keep it running, and they might have to resort to maybe making this game not free to play or forcing players to pay more money to receive more benefits. So one of the topics that is most talked about is what they're going to do to rebalance the game, mainly about pets. Now pets are really overpowered for people who play a lot and pour a lot of money into it. And I can tell from personal experience, my pet is pretty nice. Not the best, but it's pretty nice and it does benefit me a lot. But some people have divine pets that basically make them invincible, and a lot of people don't like that. However, I don't think they will do anything to the pets because a lot of people have poured on so much money and they really can't rebalance the pets without getting these people mad and possibly losing their customers. So I don't think that this is plausible for them to rebalance the pets. One thing that I am sure that they can do is rebalance the classes. 3 of the classes that need to be rebalanced are the Necro, the Knight, and the Sorcerer. The Necro being really unused now due to the pet, and it needs a buff. The Sorcerer is really unused still. It's only used in the Fame Train basically. Otherwise it's really outclassed by the Knight and the Wizards and the Warriors. And basically it's useless if you have one. So they need to rebalance the Sorcerer, somehow make him usable, and somehow make him a better class choice for people trying to play a new class. Lastly, the Knight class does need to be nerfed. It has too much VIT, death, and basically it steamrolls every event and Godland. So a suggestion that I have is to lower its speed by 5, its def by 5, and its VIT by 5, making it a little more balanced and not as overpowered as many think it is right now. Now to something that people have been talking about a lot, which is unsoulbinding UTs or unsoulbounding UTs. I'm not entirely sure how you say it. But basically, we need to make, well, the idea is to make UTs tradable again. Now, I do support the idea of getting UTs tradable, but only to a certain extent, because UTs being tradable would open huge amounts of dupers and people who have hoarded UTs on their mules for ages to release those UTs back into the economy and basically flood the economy and lower the prices of everything. So in order to combat that, we need to think of ideas to stop that. You can give your ideas in the comments below. I would greatly appreciate that, but I am going to offer some ideas that me and my friend came up with. One idea offered by SciPop or SlidePop is to unsoulbound all UTs in the Nexus. That would solve the duping problem of new UTs, because the current only public duping method is to do it within the realms, and limiting the trading to the Nexus would stop the duping. However, that doesn't stop the people who have mules of hundreds of UTs from flooding the economy. Therefore, another idea that I came up with is to keep all of the currently already dropped UTs soulbound, but all future dropped UTs will be unsoulbound. Now, I'm not sure how you can do this. Maybe make a separate item that is exactly the same but with a separate ID and have those drop in the new dungeons. Still, I am not sure that this would solve all the problems, so offer your opinions down below in the comments if you think unsoulbounding future UTs while keeping the trading to only the Nexus would help, because I believe that it would stop the dupers and the people who have mules of UTs from flooding the economy. Another idea by SciPop is also to have maybe weekly UT hours. I'm not entirely sure, but that would be kind of hard because you have to cater towards every time zone, and that would be hard to do. Anyways, many people that I've talked to, especially yellow and white stars, don't want these UTs to flood the markets because they believe that they should stay soulbounded, and because they believe that it is an item that shows your skill and your dedication to this game. However, I kind of disagree. Lastly, the last point that I have to make is Month of the Mad God and the chicken, Oryx chicken. So, I'm sure as you guys have known that Kabam did not do the Month of the Mad God or the chicken, Mad God chicken. And yeah, I was really disappointed, and I'm not entirely sure whether or not DECA Games will continue this tradition in the future. I don't think they will, because this is only a Kabam only thing, but they might. But don't count on it, because they haven't released any details on whether or not they will do this. The most we can hope for now is just more frequent updates with new content, hopefully stopping the hacking system, and yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. If you have any comments or any suggestions for more topics for me to talk about this acquisition by DECA Games, be sure to leave it in the comments too, and I will be sure to respond. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.